Have you noticed how everyone talks about the economy of 2030? We hear endless forecasts about GDP, market trends, and technological disruptions. But for years, I've felt like these conversations are missing the single most important piece of the puzzle. It's not about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about something far more valuable, something we've been taking for granted: the incredible, untapped power of human potential. Today, we go beyond the headlines and uncover a revolutionary concept I call human assets, and explore why unlocking their true value is the key to shaping our collective future. So, why is 2030 such a critical milestone? It isn't just a random date on the calendar. It represents a looming shift, a point where our traditional economic models are set to hit a wall. For centuries, we've measured progress and wealth with metrics like gross domestic product. But these old tools are failing us. They can't capture the true value being created in our world. And this blindness is leading us toward a crisis in how we even define what it means to be wealthy or for a society to be prosperous. We can already see the cracks forming all around us. There's widespread anxiety about automation replacing jobs. We see wages stagnating for millions, even as productivity numbers climb higher and higher. This creates a growing sense of unease and unfairness. It makes you wonder, if the economy is supposedly doing so well, why don't people feel it? This is the core of the problem. We're measuring the wrong things. Beyond GDP, what are the metrics that truly matter for a thriving future? Things like well-being, creativity, and community strength. Why are we so obsessed with the old numbers while ignoring the very factors that make life worth living? The year 2030 is a wake-up call, a deadline for us to start asking these tougher, more important questions. To do that, we need to unpack this idea of a human asset. When economists or business leaders talk about human capital, they usually just referring to labor, a person's ability to perform a task in exchange for a wage. But this view is incredibly limited. It reduces a person to a cog in a machine. True human potential is so much more. It's our innate creativity, our ability to collaborate on complex problems, our empathy that allows us to connect and build communities, and our unique capacity for critical thinking and novel solutions. These are the qualities that AI, no matter how advanced, cannot replicate. They are uniquely human. We've seen stopgap measures like the gig economy, which often treats people as disposable, temporary units of labor rather than assets to be nurtured. That's a bandage, not a solution. Real sustainable value comes from investing in individual growth and societal well-being. Think about the hidden wealth that exists all around us, completely unquantified by our current systems. The resilience of a neighborhood that comes together after a crisis. The power of shared knowledge on open-source platforms that fuels innovation globally. The creative energy of artists and thinkers who challenge our perspectives. This is the true human asset portfolio, and its value is immense. Even if it doesn't appear on any corporate balance sheet or in any country's GDP report, it's time we started recognizing it. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds nice, but is it practical? Does it actually pay off? The answer is a resounding yes. Investing in people isn't a cost. It's the highest return investment a society or a company can make. The return on investment, or ROI, of human-centric systems is staggering, even if it's not always immediately obvious. Let's look at real-world examples. Companies that prioritize employee well-being, that offer robust training, mental health support, and flexible work environments consistently outperform their competitors. They have lower turnover, higher engagement, and are magnets for top talent. Their employees aren't just punching a clock. They're invested, creative, and innovative. On a national level, countries that make deep, long-term investments in education, universal healthcare, and strong social safety nets create a foundation for incredible stability and prosperity. When people feel secure, when they have access to opportunities to learn and grow, and when they know they won't be bankrupted. By a health crisis, they are free to take risks, start businesses, and contribute to society in meaningful ways. This isn't charity. It's a strategic investment in the nation's most valuable resource, its people. Embracing a human assets mindset unlocks new markets, drives sustainable growth, and builds a more resilient and equitable society for everyone. The proof is already there for those willing to look. So what does this mean for the future, for the world after 2030? It means we need to start thinking about new forms of capital. Imagine a future where human capital isn't just a corporate buzzword, but is the foundational principle of our economic policies and business strategies. In this new landscape, what does wealth even look like? It's not just about the money in your bank account. Wealth becomes a more holistic concept. It includes the strength of your social connections, your creative output, your skills and knowledge, and your positive impact on your community. These would be weighted just as heavily as financial assets. We're already seeing the beginnings of this shift. We're seeing the rise of skill-based economies, where what you can do is more important than what degree you have. We're seeing discussions around concepts like universal basic opportunity, ensuring everyone has the resources to pursue their potential. And most profoundly, we are witnessing a fundamental redefinition of work itself. It's moving away from being just a means to an end, a way to earn a paycheck, and toward being a vehicle for personal fulfillment, purpose, and contribution. The post-2030 landscape will be defined not by the companies with the most machines, but by the societies that best cultivate the potential of their people. This brings us to the most important part: your role in this human renaissance. This isn't just a theoretical discussion for economists and policymakers. This is about a fundamental shift in our collective values, and that shift starts with each of us. The choices you make today directly influence how we will define prosperity tomorrow. So, how can you start cultivating your own human assets? It starts with a commitment to lifelong learning. Be curious, Learn a new skill. Read a book on a topic you know nothing about. Take an online course. It also means investing in your well-being, your physical, mental, and emotional health. These are not luxuries. They are essential for you to operate at your best. And beyond yourself, how can you contribute to building a more human-centric future? It can be as simple as how you lead your team at work, prioritizing empathy and growth. It could be how you engage in your local community, sharing your knowledge and supporting others. It's about changing the conversation. The next time someone talks about the economy, ask them, but how are the people doing? Join the conversation right now in the comments. What actions do you think we can take, individually and collectively, to build an economy where human potential is finally, truly valued? Let's start building that future together. Thank you so much for watching, and if this resonated with you, please like and subscribe for more conversations that matter.